Okay, let's move on to break and continue statements on page 123. Break leaves a loop. Continue skips the current iteration and jumps to the next iteration. Break is used in switch, for, while, and do while statements. Continue is used in for, while, and do while loop. Continue means whatever code that follows the continue statements within the loop code block will not be executed and the program will go to the next iteration. This is in the following example. When the program reaches I equals 5, it checks the condition in the if statement and executes continue. Everything after continue will not be executed and the control will be transferred to the beginning of the loop. Break statement will just stop execution of the loop and go to the next statement after the loop, if any. In this case, when I equals 8, the program will jump out of the loop, meaning it will not continue to show 8 and 9. The following example demonstrates the use of these two statements. The code will print I to 7 except 5. All right, so as always, let's start off with our button. On click, the function name will be break continue. And then our P tag. And now our function. So function break continue. And we declare a variable. Var a is equal to an empty string. I is equal to 0. For I is equal to 1 and I is less than 10, then we will add 1 to I, or we will add 1 to I. Let's create our execution block for the for loop. And in there, we're going to do our conditional, our if statements. If I is equal to 5, continue. If I is equal to 8, break. And then A is equal to A plus, in other words, A, and then append. This is loop number then whatever the current value of I is. And at the end of that, let's append a break line. Once that executes, we update our P tag. So document get element by ID P1 inner HTML is equal to A. Let's save. Refresh our page. Click me, and sure enough, this is loop 1, 2, 3, 4. There is no 5, 6, 7, and there's no 8. Why? Because as soon as it reaches 8, it exits. It breaks. When it reaches 5, right? Rather than doing anything or adding, rather than doing anything, it just continues. So it basically skips that one iteration, right? So if we look at this closer, this part of the code is within the for loop. So when I is equal to 5, it exits this iteration, so it skips the rest of the code, and then it goes into the next iteration, and then it executes again, right? When I is equal to 8, it exits the loop, right? And in each iteration, it's appending the contents of the A variable to the A variable. And then finally at the end, it inserts the contents of the A variable into the P1 element. And that's how the break and continue statement works.